Send those chips my way.
You want to gamble with class? Hit the Ultralux, if you don't mind being serviced by masked creeps.
This ain't your business. Walk off and forget you saw anything. Murder business. Now fuck off or else. Shit. Look, we're just following orders. We, need to take this up with the boss. We got the message. We're going.
Thank you. They were going to kill me. I'll be fine. Eventually. I may have overheard some things at Gamora that I passed on to the NCR. That's all. Honest. What? I only talked to Captain Curtis over at McCarran. I would never work at slavers. Honest. No. Well, not really. I mean, I'm not listening through doors or sneaking around or anything. People talk out loud, and I just pay attention. The NCR likes to keep tabs on the activities of the families, and they pay me good caps to hang around the casinos and keep my ears open. It isn't normally. The NCR wanted me to just gamble and listen, nothing else. Okay. I do odd jobs here and there, usually helping Sarah keep the vault tidy. I came to New Vegas to be a professional gambler. Too bad for me that the professional part isn't working out so good, but I love gambling, so I'm here to stay on the strip until they kick me out. Goodbye.
Well, 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 if it isn't our favorite courier. Excellent. Had you simply killed them, the Omertas would have sent another group after Martina eventually. You've saved me the trouble of coming up with a more permanent solution, and Martina is free to go about her business as usual. Well done. I know the captain well. If you wish to be of service, go talk to him. Bear in mind that you are now responsible for guarding the secret of his true allegiance. If the NCR finds out, we'll know how that happened. Indeed.
I've read Mr. House's obituary. Had a high opinion of himself, didn't he? With Mr. House out of the way, I can focus on smoothing out a few lingering complications elsewhere in the Mojave.
It's been a long tour.
Yes? What is it? You? I think you've done enough. I'll believe it when I see it. You've got one shot and you're on a tight leash. I'll be watching. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements, and it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in. Bye.
All I can think about now is going back home.
What is it? What is it? Christ, keep it down. You want to blow the whole thing? We've worked years for this. But maybe it's good for you here. Shu knows about the leaks, and I'm supposed to find the spy for him. At first, I couldn't believe my luck, but since I haven't produced results, for obvious reasons, I feel him looking at me differently now. Maybe he's just thinking about putting someone else in charge. Maybe he's starting to suspect. Either way, it's bad for me. Especially once this next part goes down. Took me 3.5 years just to make captain. Usually takes 4, but I made sure there was an early vacancy. Caesar sees threats before they're even aware of them. He sent me long before we moved to occupy the eastern riverbank. And now all my work, all the waiting, is about to pay off. If you haven't noticed, the NCR bolsters its presence on the strip from here. Sends troopers on the monorail in shifts. The monorail lets them occupy 2 positions for the price of 1. It's a supply line that's immune to raiders and other hindrances on the ground. If someone were to cut that line, both positions would be much weaker, fragile. They know this, and they watch it like hawks. But I've been here a long time, and I've learned everything there is to know about it, and I'm going to blow up that train. I told you, I think they're starting to suspect me. You're going to help me cast away those suspicions. You're going to put the bomb on that train. I'll be sure to be in the presence of several reliable eyewitnesses when it happens. Then, we're going to pin this on a scapegoat. I plan on disappearing after this operation. It'd be a matter of time before they trace it to me. Figured out I was a frumentarius. But with your help, maybe I can stay on after all. Make plans for something grander. No. I wouldn't do that. Not unless I didn't have better options anyway. And I do. I have the explosive stash in a trash can, next to the ticketing counter, along with some incriminating documents. You'll pick them up and make your way upstairs to the monorail terminal. They change the guard there at 0900 and 1800 hours. There'll be a small window where there's no one guarding the train. Put the bomb in one of the vents inside the train on the back wall, towards the joint that connects the cars. Arm it, and get out of there. I've also left some bomb ingredients in with the explosives. You're to take those to the footlocker of Private Crenshaw. Crenshaw's a problem child. Lots of run-ins with his superiors. It'll be easy for them to believe he's working for the Legion. Report him to Colonel Shu. Do all that and we should be free and clear. Oh, and Crenshaw should be dead before you report him. Don't leave any chance for him to deny the bombings. Let's say he pulled a gun on you. I've got him on guard duty patrolling the tarmac just inside the south gate, and I reassigned the other guard, so he should be alone. His footlocker's in the barracks in the main concourse. Good. Try to plant the explosives quietly if you can. You'll make both our lives easier. But first things first. Go offer your services to Colonel Shu. Tell him you'll work independently to find the leak. He's running out of options. He'll accept as long as you don't give him a reason not to. If he doesn't, then don't be surprised if you're the new scapegoat. So don't fuck this up. He's stationed just inside the south wall of the base. Should be on patrol, if he isn't screwing around. It's in the main concourse. That's the building just across the sky bridge. There's a barracks area that'll be behind you on the left when you enter. His stuff will be at the foot of one of the beds. Later.
The train is about to depart. Please keep clear of the doors and restrain.
Man, am I bored. Really? That's great. I was getting so sick of this. What are you doing?
Found you!
Holy Christ, get away from me! Man, am I bored. My reputation precedes me, I see. I pulled a few pranks in my time. Usual stuff. Brought a Brahmin upstairs in the terminal once. They can go upstairs, but not down. 2 heads and both of them dumb as stumps. That got me some detention time, but it was worth it, because they couldn't get the Brahmin back down, so it visited me a few times in my cell. Dropped some firecrackers in the toilets, too. That was the real bad one for me. Turns out there's no way to replace the toilets now. Toilet company blew up in the war. I think they'd just have shot me if they weren't short-handed. No kidding, what'd you cook up? What? Like hell you are. Man, I can't wait to see the look on his face.
What? Who? You're getting ahead of yourself.
Watch out! Poor Crenshaw. He's pulled his last prank. Go and tell Colonel Shu you found the bomber. Once Shu's convinced, we can breathe easy. What? You idiot! I spent years earning his trust. The whole point of your heading up this operation was to preserve that trust. Now they'll replace him in a week with some other colonel, and I'll be back to square one. You set me back years today. Years! Get the hell out of my sight. Get the hell out of my sight.
Never seen one before, but I heard they chew nails and spit napalm.
Yes, what is it? What? Who? Crenshaw. I've met Crenshaw at his disciplinary hearing. Still, this is hard to imagine. He was just a prankster. I was afraid of this. Caesar's reach is longer than anybody guessed. If only we'd caught this sooner, before he got to the monorail. Still, this investigation has been valuable to us, and you deserve to be compensated for it. The NCR appreciates the work you've done. Will there be anything else? Bye.
Well? Perfect. This has turned out better than I'd ever imagined. This will pay dividends for the Legion for a long time to come. I was with Shu when the bomb went off. He'll never think to investigate me for it. I'll make sure Caesar himself hears about your success today. And take this, courtesy of the NCR. I'm sure they won't miss it. Later.
Was there more for us to discuss? I know the captain well. The destruction of the NCR monorail was his doing. Of course, if the NCR were to hear of that, it would be obvious who told them. Pile body upon body.